with this trick, this famous classic 3 light switch challenge becomes 4 light switch challenges. So 4 light switches and 4 light bulbs. Okay, remember this. Now let's go to the simulation. Can we apply the same technique as on 3 switch challenge? Okay, if we do that, well, let's say light the first one, so there should be one of them on, and then turn it off, and the second one on, and then we go to the adjacent tune. So we can find that one is lit, the other is hot. What about the remaining 2? We can't differentiate them anymore, right? So please pause the video and go to, well, spend some time and think about this and come back. I'll talk about how to attack this problem. Okay, welcome back. Well, I think a lot of you guys should have a solution, the right solution to differentiate these 4 bulbs, or which switch controls which bulb. Right. So here's a solution. So as the old technique, we switched on one of the switches on, so that one bulb is lit for a while, and for long probably, and another one we switched on and off, but not for too long, so that the first bulb, one of them, the first one you lit, just feels hotter, right? And the second one feels warm, but less warm than the first one. So we can differentiate these 2. So now there are only 2 remaining, and we just turn it on and leave it on. So when we go into the room, it's still on. So that we have 4 different statuses of the bulb. So one is very hot but off, less hot but off. The other one is lit, right? So of course it's warm, and there's a bulb which has no signals at all. It's neither lit or hot. So that's a 4th switch. So that's a technique. Okay, now let's go to X. So it's thought for 58 seconds, and then let's see the process. All right, very good solution, step by step. So first one, label as usual, as before, and then manipulation. Let's see how it presents this manipulation. So at time 0 minutes, turns on, well, we turn on switches S1 and S2 and leave left S3 and S4 off. At time equals to 5 minutes, turn off switch 2, leave switch 1 on, and turn on switch 3 and keep switch 4 off. And at time equals to 10 minutes, go into the room with a bulb to observe. Well, go into the room with a bulb to observe the states. Well, and then we observe, well, on and off and the temperature, right? So let's see if it corresponds to the manipulation. So the bulb controlled by S1 is turned on at time equals to 0 minutes and left on onto 10 minutes, total 10 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, switched on and leaves on, so that means it's not switched off. And this bulb will be on and very warm, yeah, for sure, for 10 minutes, the longest. And the bulb controlled by 3, well, first it's off and 5 minutes on, halfway on, right? But when you enter the adjacent room, it's on. So F3 was turned on at minute 5 minutes, and the left on until the end. So 5 minutes in total. So this one should be warm and on, but less warm than S1's bulb, since it's on for a shorter time. Okay, very much the same as our reasoning. Okay, the bulb controlled by S2, 2 was turned on at time 0 and turned off at time equals to 5 minutes and remained off until 10 minutes. Minutes 10. Okay, on for 5 minutes and off, but when we enter the room, it should be off. So it's off and warm. Excellent. So bulb controlled by S4. S4 was never turned on, so it has no signal at all. So like I mentioned this term previously, so signals, visual signal and thermal signal. Okay, so it matches our solution. So why it works, the two signals on and off heat, right? So it's even more thorough. It makes assumptions, right? We actually modelize or idealize this problem with models. So that's why we need assumptions. So this is like airtight in logic if you analyze its assumption. But the point is, well, all the other 4 models I have tested, they failed, all of them. But this one, it's superb. It solved the problem, and the logic it presents is very sound and actually airtight, I can say. Well, this is astonishing. I think I'm shocked. I'm shocked by this. It thinks like a human. Well, for the other 4 models, my conclusion would be, well, I'll be carefully say that the other 4 models, they present the solution for the classical 3 light switches correctly. That means they can solve that problem. Is it out of memory, or because it really can only reason to that limit? I'm not sure, okay? But at least I can say that the other 4 models can't think as humans do. But the GrokIII, that's amazing. It's really amazing. This is the true interpolation or extrapolation. I think it's more like interpolation, because interpolation is essentially, it's the essential job the deep networks do, you know. So the training actually is to extrapolate this this space, you know. For this real problem, it can interpolate or extrapolate. It depends how you see inwards or outwards. So for the second sign, the thermal sign, it not detects an on and off, but like a scale. It's like hot. Okay, so in this way you can solve this for this extra set of bulb and switch. I would say this is a sign we're looking for on conclusion. GrokIII improvise. It is able to improvise while the other thinking models didn't work this problem out So clearly, GrokIII doesn't memorize to present the solution to 3 light switch problem, but others might have. So I can draw the conclusion that GrokIII has a certain level of understanding of physics concept heat. Well, people may argue that neural networks don't understand. They simply write on statistics. But how can you be sure that we humans, understand? Maybe we simply write on statistics of experience too, right? So we can see that this is clear next level of intelligence compared to other models. Interesting, but I think I will run more tests on this new launched model that everyone is talking about. Thank you for watching. Good night and good day.